just get right to it. UNC, they beat Stanford last night in basketball. Thank God it's basketball season. I think we've all needed that. 90-72. The spread was 18 points. They won by 18, so props to Vegas there. This is after 2 road wins for the Tar Heels, the first being at Wofford and then at Elon. The Wofford one was 11 points, a little bit close. The Elon one, UNC won 116-67. So thus far, how has the team looked in your opinion, David?
I think the teams look pretty solid. Definitely makes me think that we could compete against this Duke team a lot better than people are going to give us credit for. I mean, the older guys have been playing great. Cam Johnson has looked really good, especially because he's not hurt anymore. So his defense has escalated along with him just shooting lights out. But I still think even though we have a lot of older guys, we still have a ton of young guys that play in the rotation, and they're going to have to find an offensive identity with those really talented young guys. I think Coby and Nassir are just too talented for Roy to not kind of make a more of a focal point in the offense. But, I mean, it's a Roy Williams system, so he's not really going to have any star players.
Yeah, I mean, I think the team sort of looked how you would expect. There's a lot of veteran players that play good basketball, and they've played UNC basketball for a while, so you see a 3-0 start. But there are definitely stretches where the UNC team is really sloppy, where they've had a lot of turnovers, they haven't shot well from the free throw line, they've sort of made quick, careless mistakes. We saw that against Stanford. They were comfortably ahead for most of the game, but, around 15 or 20 points, Stanford would make a little bit of a push, get it a little bit under 15, and it just sort of hovered around there. I think if UNC played really great basketball last night, that lead would have extended to 30 because the talent difference on the court was huge. And but just going back, I think that's a big reason is Roy's playing Coby a lot. Coby played a lot of minutes. Nassir didn't play a ton, but he's in there a lot.
Nassir actually played more than Coby did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, Coby's in the starting lineup, so those young guys are getting a lot of play, and when they're struggling through stretches, Roy isn't scared. He's not scared of that and taking them out. He's letting them play through that and gaining that experience, and I think that's going to help in the long run. But right now, I think the team looks pretty good. It looks like it has a lot of potential. And
it's extremely deep. We have
yeah.
I think we have about 3 playable rotations of completely new guys, which definitely looks very promising. But again, for the Stanford game, I think the first half was stellar basketball and then incredible defense. And then the second half, it's like the defense just kind of gave up. The offense wasn't really flowing as smoothly. So there's still a little bit of growing pains that this team's going to have to get through, a little bit of chemistry issues with the new guys coming in. But I think that the chemistry that we already have between Cam and Kenny and Luke May, I think that's going to just help us so much more in March.
Yeah, and also just going back to your depth point, I mean, that's a huge one because right now off the bench we have Nassir and Leaky, and that's just the most talent we've had on the bench that, I mean, I don't even know.
And Manley's been playing a lot. He's been playing a lot better. He's been contributing a lot more.
2-7. His shots were
the game
ugly.
before
His shots
that,
were
yeah,
ugly.
no, they weren't good. But I feel like he's able to play defense a little bit better. And Garrison's definitely stepped up more this
lot
year.
better. If you look at Garrison, he looks like a much better basketball player.
He looks like he lost a lot of weight, got a little bit more lean, and he looks way more athletic this year.
Yeah, I mean, which is what you need because he looks like a guy that maybe has the ability to go up against Zion. Obviously, it's tough to say he can do that now until we see it, but he's making the right steps and going in the direction and doing all he can.
He just needs to gain some confidence.
Yeah, to give himself the best chance. And I think if you watch a lot, you see Coby's pushing the tempo a lot. He's one of the fastest dudes we've seen in a while, and he wasn't hitting shots last night. He was only 2 of 8 from the field and had some issues turning the ball over.
Still had some pretty turnaround jumpers, though.
Yeah.
His little turnaround jumper where he just sprints all the way to the block and does a little fadeaway is really fun to watch.
But once he gets it going, that's going to be an exciting sight. Same with Nassir. Nassir's shot struggling right now. Once he gets the confidence, because those two guys are just so talented that once they get it going, it's going to be tough for any team to stop, especially when they're the 5th and 6th options on the team or
Yeah.
the fifth option on the court at any given time. Let's sort of